Okay, right. So what is DevOps? Okay, like I said, most of you already heard this term, or some of you not, okay, know about this DevOps. Okay, no worries. I'll explain clearly about the DevOps. If you ask me, I'll say like this. It's a culture. DevOps is a culture. Okay, so DevOps is a culture. This culture, someone, one second. Guys, please be stop your video. Okay, and okay, right, yeah. So if you ask me, I'll say like this. It's a culture. DevOps is a culture. This culture will speed up the software as soon as possible into market. This DevOps culture will speed up the process. Okay, so DevOps is a culture. It will speed the software development. Okay, so we will talk about this more a while, or few minutes later we will talk. For now, I'll keep aside this. Okay, before that we will understand the general flow or common scenarios we will understand. Then we'll come to here. Okay, we'll come to here. So right, so nowadays most of the businesses are using IT, right? Earlier days, some businesses only use IT. Nowadays, most of the businesses are rewritten by the software, rewritten by the software. That means most of the businesses, they start using the software. Generally, why we use the softwares? To serve better features to customer, to serve better features to customer. And okay, and you want to quickly release new features, and you want to grab the market, and to serve better features to your customers, we use the software, or nothing but we digitalize our product. You want to do your business smooth, and you want to serve better features to your customer, we will use the software. Okay, so generally, let me tell you a few examples, okay, in our real time, then how we can interpret that in the DevOps. Okay, right. So example, we have a banks, right? So imagine 20 years ago, how was the banks? Like most of the things you need to go to banks and do the whatever the things you are doing, like amount deposit and DDs and other stuff you will do most of the things from bank on premises, right? But nowadays, how you are doing with the software, nothing but from internet, or like from your mobile, you are doing this, right? And also, let's example taxi business. How was the taxis? You want to go to somewhere, okay, out of the station or within the city, you want to go to somewhere. So you want to book a taxi in advance, you need to book the taxi. At least a day before, you need to confirmation from the taxi, okay, traveler agent, then you will get the taxi. Suppose within 10 minutes, I want to go to somewhere. So maybe sometimes I may not get the cabs. But nowadays, what you are doing, just download the app like Uber, Ola, like the apps you can download. You can book the cab within minutes. Okay, within minutes, you will get the cab. And also where it is, how much time it will take. So what is the charge? What is the fastest route? So all these things you will know. How it is possible? Using the software. Okay, imagine if they don't use the software in their business in current world, or okay, right now, we will not prefer, right? Let's example, I'm a customer. I want to open a bank account. Okay, I have two choices. One bank having internet banking facility, another bank doesn't have the internet banking. Okay, so which one I will prefer? Definitely, I will go for the internet banking. Why? Most of the things I can do it from my mobile or internet, right? So, but the business core business is the same. Where the difference occur? From the software, right? So nowadays, most of the business are depends on the software. Even you go to the hospitals, healthcare, okay, hospitals also, they are using computerized scannings, okay, and robotic surgeries. That means they are using the software. Even you go to the diagnostic centers, or let's example insurance. You want to claim the insurance. You want to pay the insurance amount. So how you do? So all the things you are doing from online are using the softwares. So these softwares play key role on the their business, right? Key role in the business. So most of the business, okay, or most of the businesses, they want to grab the customers, they want to survive in the market, they will use the software. That software, they should be released right time into market. Otherwise, what happened? If you don't use right time into market, or if you don't release right time, okay, then what will happen? Okay, you will be lost the market. Let me tell you one example. Okay, we all are familiar with the mobile phones, right? Earlier, who is the leader in the market? Like keyboard phones, we have first generation phones, we use the keyboard, and that phones, okay, leader in the market is Nokia, right? And nowadays we are using smartphones. Who is the leader? Samsung, Apple, others are leader. But still, Nokia is there, but it's not that much, right? Why? They enter late into market. Let's example telecom operators, right? So you brought a new mobile, you are looking for the network provider. So generally we will use, if you are in India, you will look for the either Jio or Airtel, like this. Why? They have 5G. Still BSNL is using 3G and they are converting it to 4G. So right. So you should be the first person with the new feature. You can survive the market, or you can survive into market, right? So how you can survive, how you can run your business? So using the software. So you need to focus. You want to success your business, you need to prioritize on the software. So in our mobile phone, we have a lot of apps, right? From morning onwards, evening, we are using a lot of apps in our mobile, right? Social media apps, or healthcare, or insurance, or different apps we are using in our mobile. Sometimes we don't have space to install the softwares. That many apps we are using nowadays, right? So how these softwares are being developed? What's going on behind the scenes? What's happened? What are the teams involving? You want to know, you should know about the software development life cycle. Software development life cycle. So whatever the, like nowadays we see a lot of new apps coming into market, a lot of updates coming, getting for the existing softwares. So how they are releasing new softwares, how they are rolling out our new updates in the market, they follow the software development life cycle. So you need to understand this. So let me tell you the scenarios. Let's example, I'm looking for a software for my business. Okay, example, I'm running a grocery shop. Okay, I have few requirements. I need a software where my customers can do online shopping. And also I want to an online billing system. Okay, online deliveries, and also vendor management and stock. So these all are my requirements. Okay, assume you are the person who developed these softwares. Okay, whenever I ask the question, okay, or whenever I come to you and I ask, I need a software for my business, then what is your first question? Can you explain your requirement, or can you tell your requirements? So the software development initial stage is the requirements gathering. Very final stage is feedback. In between requirement gathering and feedback, we have few phases that is called SDS. Like these all are the phases we use in the software development. Okay, these all are the phases. First one is I'll explain my requirement. Okay, then once I explain the requirement, assume I explained 10 requirements. What you will do, you will analysis, check the feasibility, and then we will use the, okay, once it is okay, then okay, we will plan it. So let's example, you told 10 requirements, I told, let's say out of 10 we can do it these 7 requirements. If it is okay, then we will start. So if you are okay with that, we will plan it. So in planning step, okay, what we will do, so how much budget it will take, and what are the timelines, okay, what are the SLAs, and all the stuff we will discuss in the planning stage. Once this plan is done, okay, the very next step is a code, means logic. We will write the logic for that. Okay, so maybe Java, Python, or C# or Go, Node, whatever the, okay, programming language suitable for your requirements. So that we will, okay, define and start writing the code. So once write the code, what is the very next step? We will move it into the build. We will move it into the build step. So generally, the code you written, suppose you want to install a new software. Okay, you want to install a new software. Okay, how you are getting the software? It's, you are not getting is program files. What you are getting the packages or binaries, right? if you see, have you installed any software on Windows? Might be everyone have that experience, right? Installing the software on the Windows system. Maybe you install Chrome, you install Zoom, you install VLC, other softwares you install, right? How the softwares are available? Either .exe, .msi. So these are the format. This is called package or bundle or binary format. So what we do, whatever the code we write, that code will compile and convert it into packages. Code will compile and convert it into packages. In which phase we will do? In the build section. Okay. Once build is done, we will hand over it to the testing. Suppose you develop a online login page. So testers will do testers will do validation on the page. Okay, validation on the page. So properly login or not, if you pass the password or if you don't use any characters and click on the password, or different test cases, n number of test cases they will do. If all test cases are looks good, then they will sign off to release. Where do you release? So we have few environments: dev environments, QA environment, stage, then finally end users environment is production. Okay, so first we will thoroughly deploy on these systems. So we will move it into the deployments. Okay, once we plan the releases, that we will deploy on the various environment: development environment, QA environment, stage environment, with different test cases. All these are looks good, then we'll move it into the production. That means we will move it into the operations. We will move it into the operations. So once it is operations, your work is not done. Assume you are developing a e-commerce application. Okay, you wrote the code, you build, you tested and deployed into production. Now end users are using. So your work is not done. What is the another step? Like you need to monitor it. Otherwise, what happened? If any production application you are not monitoring, maybe some issues. The production application where it is running, the server having some problem, or the network problems, database problems, application problems, okay, or storage issue. So maybe, okay, whatever the issues you are getting, right? So let's example, okay, end users are using your software. That software is released into market. Okay, so that software is released into market. That software is deployed on the server somewhere. Okay, like this is your server. Here you are running, the application is running. Okay, end users are accessing from their mobiles or computers. They are accessing this application. Maybe some issue with the application, server, database, network. So how do you know this? Suppose end users are connecting, they are unable to reach out, then they will start complaining or they will escalate, right? Then you come to know, okay, there is a problem, we need to look on this. So as it will take the time and there is some impact on your business, right? Nowadays, let's example, recently SBI is not working, right? End users are facing that issues, right? So rather than that, we can, something is going on, we'll keep into monitor. If you keep into monitoring, something is going to warning, something is not running, you will get notified. So once you got the alert, immediately you will log into the system and try to resolve the issue so that you can reduce the downtime. Okay, you can reduce the impact on your system if you keep into monitoring. So not only develop the application, move into production. So you need to keep into monitoring. So once you are keeping into monitoring, then end users are using. So the final step is feedback. Okay, these features are okay. Everyone is okay. There is no issues. Everything is working fine. Then what next? This is done. Like phase is done. Then we'll start for the new feature. Okay, we'll start the new feature, right? So we all are familiar with the WhatsApp, right? So basically, what is the basic feature for that? Chatting. So they released into market. Once that is success, then they are working on the another feature like voice call, video call, okay, payments and other. How they are rolling out the new features? One by one, they are rolling out the new feature, not all the feature at a time. So first focus on the which feature, core feature for their business, that feature release into market. Once this is success, no issues, they will plan for it. How frequently they release this? They have some standards that is called release standards or release cycle. Okay, earlier days, like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, to release a new software, it will take 3 years, 2 years time. But nowadays year, 6 months or 3 months. So minimum to minimum 3 to 6 months time it will take to release a new features into market, right? So every company have the release standards, yearly release, 6 months, okay, or 3 months. Okay, minimum to minimum 3 to 6 months it will take to release the software. So let's example my company follow yearly standard. Okay, yearly release. Let's say Apple every yearly they release a newer version. Generally, if you are going to release a newer version of your business, like nothing but your digital product, your software, what people will expect new features. So if you are working for the next release, so you will define the new feature. Let's example, I'm going to release 4 new features into market next year. So for now, no one having this feature in the market. Okay, I'm starting with this feature. But within 6 months, these features came into market. My competitor released same features into market. Okay, I'm going to release next year. Okay, but these features already came or within 6 months came. So then what will happen? So it will be saturated. While you release this feature, at the time this will saturate. So let me explain more clear. Suppose 2 years back, I started a grocery delivery app. At the time, we have 2 days delivery. Okay, so still I'm developing this application. Let's example, next month I'm going to release this app. If I release next month this 2 days guarantee delivery app, then what will happen? No one will interest. Why? So I started a long back. Now I'm releasing, but nowadays we have within 10 minutes delivery apps also available. So my customers will not prefer, right? So you need to reduce this development time as much as possible. Yeah, so you need to reduce this time as much as possible. Okay, so that you can release. You should be the first person with the new feature so that you can grab the market, right? Nowadays we are into digitalized world. So you need to release your product right time into market. Rather than taking months and years, you need to release within weeks or days if you release. So you can grab the market, right? So we all are using mobile phones. Every day we see the lot of advertisements regarding new features. So why, if you are using or if you release the new feature in the market, so then you will be or you can grab the market. Otherwise, if you are entered late, then you will lose your market, right? So what I want to say here is the bottom line of this is, or the summary of this illustrations are there. So you should be the first person, whatever the software you are developing, that should be delivered right time into market. Nowadays, most of the business are using softwares. The softwares you want to implement, you are working for the new features that you need to release right time. Otherwise, your competitor may release into market so they can grab the market. Okay, so to release that new features, so not only single team working, multiple teams are working. So planning purpose sometimes and development purpose sometimes. Okay, like planning purpose, project management team and business analysts, and code writing purpose, developers will work, and build purpose, build engineer will work, and testing purpose, testers will do, release engineers, middleware engineers, network engineers, system engineers. Okay, so a lot of teams are involving to release a newer version of the software or behind the scenes every application. So we are having a lot of teams. So here the coordination is important. So assume you started a software. Okay, earlier you planned for 6 months. Now it took the 9 months. Still you not release. Then what will happen? Maybe that features already your competitor may release into market. He released into market. So it will waste of time, right? So you no need to increase the development length, development time. So as short as much. Okay. So as soon as possible, you can release into market. You want to release into market, there is a lot of teams coordination is required. Here, if you see, a lot of dependencies from one team to another team. Assume I'm a developer. I'm writing the code, but okay, the code need to test. So I hand it over to the testers, but they are busy with the another application testing. I need to wait until they test it. Or, so my code is tested, I want to deploy it. Okay, I need a server, but system administrators are busy with the production issues. I need to wait until they, okay, until they're available. Maybe it will increase your development length, so that to eliminate the dependencies, you want to release your product right time into market. So we apply the DevOps culture. Okay, so in this DevOps culture, what we do is we use, or as the DevOps engineer, your role is collaboration and integration, and automation. This is your role as a DevOps engineer. So how do you do these things? With the help of the practice, continuous integration, continuous deployment, continuous delivery, configuration management, continuous testing, continuous monitoring. These all are called the DevOps practices. Okay. Using these DevOps practices, you will integrate, you will collaborate, and you will automate. So you will collaborate with multiple teams, you will integrate one team to another team, and you will automate. This is what you do as a DevOps engineer. Okay, so right. So if you see here, this entire SDLC, we divide into two teams, development team and operations team. Who write the code, build, test, they comes under development area. And not only writing new features and build and test, that need to move it into servers, deployments, production environment, monitoring also will help us. So that you want to coordinate between development and operations team. So we use DevOps practices. To break down the barriers between development and operations, we use DevOps. So exactly DevOps is like this. It's not a software, it's not a tool, it's not database, it's not like any OS. Then what it is? It's a culture. And this culture follows set of practices. These practices will break down barriers between development and operations. So we will collaborate, innovate across entire software development and release process. Okay, so dev and ops must feel like they are a single team. They are a single team. So any issues, developer write the code, like system engineer is taking care of the infrastructure, but DevOps team will coordinate, automate all the things. Okay, how do you do these things? With the help of the practices. In DevOps, we use the practices: continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous deployment, configuration management, continuous testing, continuous monitoring. These all are called the DevOps practices. Okay, so these practices use anywhere in the IT. So not only specific area, software development side, like you are developing SAP applications or maintaining the applications, or you are doing machine learning and AI, and you are doing IoTs, you are developing IoTs, you are doing blockchain technology, blockchain. Okay, so you are using mainframes. Okay, so mainframe, or you are using any ETL tools. Anywhere in the IT, you can implement this DevOps practices. Like it's kind of add-on. DevOps is kind of, okay, so add-on. DevOps is kind of a add-on. Okay, so it's necessary for every team nowadays. Okay, so it's necessary for everyone. Like you are a developer. In order to collaborate or in order to automate your things to next level, you need to know the DevOps. Or I'm a system engineer, I'm maintaining infrastructure. So you want to automate, okay, or you want to use infrastructure as a code, we use DevOps practices like configuration management, infra provisioning, like Ansible, Terraform. These tools we will use, right? So you are doing machine learning. You want to automate your, okay, data sets and other, okay, you want to automate those things. So you will use the CI/CD pipeline. So that you need to use the DevOps. Okay, so DevOps is not only for specific area, anywhere you can use the IT. What purpose? You want to collaborate, integrate, automate in your area. We can use the DevOps practices. We can use the DevOps practices, right? So it's not for specific team. That's why nowadays a lot of organizations are required, or looking for the DevOps engineer. Okay, So a lot of organizations looking for the DevOps engineers. Okay, suppose why you need to learn the DevOps, or if you learn the DevOps, what are the advantages for you? Especially the first one is you are a fresher. You came from non-IT background. You want to start your IT career. So generally what you will look, you will learn a technology which will currently most of the projects used. Like I said, one of that is DevOps, because DevOps use everywhere. Wherever they are using software, there they will use the DevOps practices. Like some other tools, like some tools like SAP applications, or like business BPM tools, or some other tools, or like machine learning, IoTs, only some companies use. But wherever they are writing the software or development they are using, there they can use the DevOps practices, so that you will get a lot of chance to enter into IT. Okay, so that is the one. And second one, like I said earlier also, so you are already working guy as a developer, as a system engineer. Okay, so you want to automate your things into next level, you need to use the DevOps practices. Okay, and you are looking, or you are working on some saturated technologies like system, like you are working on the operation side, you are working on some tools, legacy tools you are working. You want to shift, or you want to get good package, you can move to the DevOps. DevOps is one of the highest paid skill in the market as well. If you have 2 years experience, you can ask 10 lakhs. So if you have more than, okay, like 4 to 6 years, 15 to 18 lakhs, max 40 to 45 lakhs ask as a DevOps engineer. There is no salary constraint. Suppose if you are working on some technologies, some tools, they have some limitation, or as per the market, they will give. But DevOps is not like that. Based on your, okay, tool stack, they will, based on your technology, they will pay to you. Okay, so DevOps also one of the highest paid skill in the market. That is the third one. And the next one is, okay, if you are working on a tools, maybe today, whatever the tool you are using, tomorrow it will be outdated, or another tool will come with better feature. Let's example here. Like I said, you want to implement this DevOps practices, we use some set of tools. Okay, suppose today I'm using Jenkins for continuous integration. Tomorrow, maybe another tool will come with better features. I will implement that. I will check the feasibility. I will implement. So tomorrow, today I'm using Docker or Kubernetes. So tomorrow another tool will come for the container and orchestration purpose. I will start use, right? So the practices will not change. The tool stack will change. Okay. So in DevOps, these practices will not change. The tool stack will change. So at least you want to work next 5 to 8 years on the same platform, you can use or you can shift to the DevOps side. Nowadays, we are in technology world, right? So whatever you learn today, tomorrow it will be outdated, right? So at least you learn the DevOps. Okay, you can survive next 5 to 8 years on the same field. Okay, and final one is, so you are not interested on the much coding side, or you are not capable, or you are not interested on the operation side. Then you want to continue with okay, good package, good technology, which required for the market, that is the DevOps. Like most of the cases, we are automate, right? So you can shift to the DevOps, or you want to stretch your technical boundaries. If you're working on the DevOps, you will get chance to work on multiple tools from very beginning state of project, nothing but requirement gathering to end stage feedback. So you will automate using various tools and various practices, so that you will get chance to involve multiple areas in your project. You will know end to end in your project. So you are a developer, only you know the development environment. You are a system engineer, only you know the infrastructure. If you are a DevOps engineer, you will work on end to end, so that you will know end to end of your project. So that is the advantage of the DevOps. Okay. So what are the advantages if you learn the DevOps? First thing, if you are a fresher, non-IT background, you want to start your IT career, okay, you can look, or you can continue with the DevOps, because a lot of organizations use. It may be service-based company, it may be product-based company, it may be startup, it may be MNCs. Like SAP applications and BPM, only big organizations use. But here DevOps, any company can follow the DevOps practices, so that you will get chance to work on multiple, or you will get chance to work on your companies, right? Enter into IT. Okay, and second thing is, already you are working as a developer, tester, or whatever, you want to automate your things to the next level, you can use the DevOps. Okay, and third one is, you want to get good package, you can move to the DevOps. And fourth one is, okay, you want to continue next 5 to 8 years on same platform, so you can use the DevOps. Okay, these practices will not change frequently. And also, if you are okay, so you want to stretch your technical boundaries. If you are interested on multiple tools to work on the multiple tools with automation, so you can use the or you can move to the DevOps. These all are the advantages of the DevOps, right? So how do you implement these DevOps practices using the tools? Okay, now who can learn the DevOps? Anyone. As a fresher, already you are working, okay, or you are a project manager, or you are a architect also, you should know about the DevOps. Okay, and also where you need to start. The next question is, I want to start the DevOps, where I can start? And what are the prerequisites for the DevOps? Do I require any programming skills? Do I require any operations like system administration skills? Do I require any other skills? Okay, so in order to start DevOps, so you require the Linux basics, Linux command basics, around 20 to 30 commands we will use in our DevOps role, like creating the file, edit the file, change the permission, installing the software, RPM or M, like start the service, stop the service, kill the process. So like some basic Linux command use, that basic Linux commands knowledge is required. Apart from that, cloud knowledge. Okay, nowadays most of the companies use cloud infrastructure in order to automate your deployments on the cloud environment, creating the servers and maintain the application with the DevOps. You should know about the cloud. What are the clouds we have in the market? Like major players are AWS, Azure, or Google. Okay, so GCP, Google Compute Platform. Okay, our cloud platform. So GCP, like we have a lot of clouds are there, right? At least any cloud basic services you require, like EC2, like virtual machines and storage and auto scaling, load balancing, and network security, like some common services you require, okay, in any one of the cloud. And apart from that, okay, you require scripting knowledge, basic scripting, or YAML files, right? Or basic programming, object oriented. Any one of this is fine, but you should not be a expertise in the programming language, okay? Or you should not expertise in the operation, sorry, Linux side. Okay, so basic knowledge is required in the commands, and either YAML files or scripting or basic programming skills added advantage. So these are the prerequisites for the DevOps, and you should work on along with this prerequisite. Any one of the practice hands-on experience is required, either CI/CD and that relevant tools. Okay, any one or two tools, whatever seeing here, that hands-on experience is required as a DevOps engineer. Okay, right. So whoever you are, by the way, whoever you are, forget about your past experience, come with the blank, we'll start from scratch. Okay, so no need to worry about whether you are working, not working, as a you don't know the Linux, you don't know the programming, or you don't know the other steps. So forget about your past experience, come with the blank. So we will start from the scratch, and so we will cover all the tools, like all the practice relevant tools, like okay, so version control system, Git, Ansible, Terraform, AWS cloud. Here we will discuss. So cloud, why I'm telling the AWS, on AWS platform, I'll tell all these practices. So whatever the tools we use for these practices, this I will run it on the AWS platform. Why I'm preferring the AWS platform other than Azure or Google or okay. So means two reasons. One is still AWS is leader in the market. Okay, even Azure is the competitor, but still AWS is the leader in the market. And second thing is, as the beginner, you want to start your cloud journey. So AWS is good. Easily you can understand, you can start it. So especially beginners, you can start with the AWS. So that I prefer this. And most of the service you can use free of cost and decoupled model we have. Okay, so that we start with the AWS cloud. Okay, any cloud is fine, or you can use like same services, VMs, load balancer, auto scaling in any cloud. But here we are using AWS. In AWS, I'll cover, okay, once, okay, we started DevOps, we will cover 15 services, like common services, okay, EC2, S3, like load balancer, auto scaling, IAM, VPC, like all the services we will, we will discuss. Okay, and this will help you not only for DevOps, even you want to administrate your AWS account, it will helpful to you. Okay, right. So this is what we are going to discuss, and we will cover all the tools, means each practice purpose 1 or 2 tools, and we will cover 3 projects, 3 end-to-end real-time projects we are going to cover, and these projects you can explain in your interviews. So we are working for this project, and these are the tools we are using. And also I will explain you the real-time process. Like, you are good with this subject, you know everything in Docker, you know everything in Kubernetes, you know everything in Jenkins. But if you're working as a experienced guy in the organization, you should follow some process, especially DevOps. Okay, nowadays modern organizations use Agile plus DevOps. Okay, so you need to understand the Agile concept. Like, you will work on the user stories, you will work on the sprint. Okay, what is epic, what is backlog? Like, we will understand some terms, Agile terminology, and also we will understand ITIL process. What is change management? What is incident? You want to do something on production, so how do you raise the change ticket? Like, this will helpful to you, okay, to get the process, real-time process, not only the subject, this process. And also I will explain roles and responsibilities, roles and responsibilities. Okay, so interview, the first question is, whenever you are attending interview, they'll ask the first question, right? Can you tell me about your roles and responsibilities? At least you need to speak 5 to 10 minutes about your roles and responsibilities as the DevOps engineer. Okay, what you are working. So I'm working so and so project with so and so DevOps tools I'm using, and our setup is like this. Regularly I do so and so work. Confidently you need to speak 5 to 10 minutes about your project and that architecture, the tools we use, and every day what you use. If you are unable to tell that, what will happen? Maybe your recruiter or interviewer will reject you at the initial level only, because you said you have 4 years or 5 years already working on DevOps, but you are not clearly saying what you worked on. You are unable to explain your roles and responsibilities, so that they will reject you, right? So that I will tell you. And also I'll provide interview questions for each topic. Okay, and also I will provide the soft copies, and we will provide the recording sessions for every topic, and I will provide you the resumes. Okay, so we will provide is the resumes. Okay, and once I provide the resume based on your background, technical background, and which tools you are comfort with. So I will help you how to prepare the resume, what level you learn these tools. Okay, what are the tools you can update in your resume, so that I can help you. Okay, and every topic interview questions I can provide. Okay, right. So this whole this DevOps will take the 2 months duration. Okay, at least it will take the 8 weeks time. Okay, first week we will start with Linux basics, then Git, then CI, then infrastructure as a code, then continuous delivery and deployment, then monitoring and metrics, some AWS services. Then we will discuss the 3 projects. Finally, we will discuss about the process, Agile, ITIL, and DevOps. Okay, how differentiate, we will understand the terminology. So this is what we are going to discuss this part of this course. So once you complete this course, okay, you will be able to perform at least 4 to 5 years of real-time experience, you will get it. So that guarantee I can give you. Okay, you need to, what you need is your time, your side, spend time on the practice. So DevOps purpose, or you want to be expertise in this DevOps. Okay, so you should practice. If you don't have any IT experience, okay, at least you need to spend 3 to 4 hours on the practice. Remaining things I'll take care. Means what topics need to cover according to the market, and what is the real time. So that I will take care. Only the thing is, okay, practice it, and remaining thing I'll take it. If you have any questions or doubts before the class, after the session, you can ask. Okay, I'll explain. Or while you are practicing, you can send the screenshots to my mail ID. I'll share once we start our course, so that I can see the screenshots and I can reply them. Okay, whatever the errors you are getting. So right, this is the agenda, or this is what we follow this course. Okay, right. So totally it will 2 months duration. It will take the 2 months, and we will cover all the things. No worries. Okay, At least every tool you will get more than intermediate level knowledge in each tool. Okay, so right. Okay, so next class onwards, we will start with the Linux. Linux basics are very important. If you are a DevOps engineer, you should know about this. And also you should know about some servers, Linux servers, how to create, and what is web server, what is application server, what is Tomcat, how do you monitor, how do you metrics, okay, how do you use these CI/CD pipelines. Okay, so all the topics we are going to cover. You no need to worry. Okay, only the thing is I need from your side is time. Spend your time on the practice. So I will give you the end. Every topic I will provide some interview questions and I will give you some assignments. If you do that assignments, you will get more hands-on experience. So that much confident you will get. Okay, that much confident you will get it. And you want to practice all these tools on your environment. Okay, so either you should have i3 or above processor and minimum 4 GB RAM is required. Minimum 4 GB RAM is required. So you want to install these tools, you should have Linux, so Linux OS. Okay, to install Linux OS on your Windows laptops, just you can use the Oracle VirtualBox, Oracle VirtualBox or VMware Workstation. You can use the VMware Workstation. Okay, so right. Okay, VMware Workstation. Right. So how do you install this? How do you say how we can set up this? I will explain it to you. Okay, once we start the course. Or you don't have good configuration laptop, so you can take the AWS account like this. How I registered here. 1 second. Like you can take the AWS account like this, and okay, you can create the EC2 instances. You can create the EC2 instances and install like Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform, like Jenkins, Tomcat, like whatever things you can free of cost, you can register and you can use this service within the limit. So that you will do it. Okay, right. So no worries. We will start from beginning. Okay, only the thing you need to do is practice. Only you need to focus on practice. Remaining thing I'll explain you. Okay, right. Every session records will available. Just you can refer it and practice it. Okay, during that practice time, you have any questions or any doubts or any errors you are getting, mail it to me, then I can reply it back. Okay, yeah. So, and last one is coming to this certification. DevOps purpose certification is not mandatory, only added advantage. You are planning for that DevOps master, you can do it, or cloud certifications like AWS, Azure, Google, any cloud certification is also valid. Okay, or individual tools like Kubernetes and Terraform and Docker, these certifications also you can plan it. So if you are really interested on these certifications, okay, so I will guide you where you need to prepare, what are the resources. So I will plan, I will help you. Okay, I will help. Okay, right. So this is what DevOps. Once again, we are summarizing what is DevOps. So DevOps is nothing but it's a practice. So set of practices. This DevOps is a culture. Sorry, DevOps is a culture. This culture will speed up the process. As the DevOps engineer, what you will do? Collaborate, integrate, automate. How do you do? Using this, okay, set of practices. For this practices purpose, what you do? You will use some set of tools. Okay, so we will cover all these tools, like each practice purpose, 1 or 2 tools we will cover, and we will discuss the projects. So this will help you to understand more real-time applications. Okay, how they develop and automate and released into production environment. You will understand more. Okay, right. So now I'm giving time to you guys. You can ask if you have any questions or doubts. Okay, you can unmute and you can speak it. Any questions? You can unmute and you can speak one time. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, Jagdish.
Yeah, hi.
Jagdish, I'm from BI background. and where I work for that Cognos and the Power BI.
Okay.
Right now, I have two offer from the Kelly. One is for that AWS, another one is for AWS DevOps. Which one should
Okay.
I choose and why?
Okay, yeah, good question. And most of the people are asking two questions. One question is, okay, I'll explain two questions. Sorry, two questions answered. First one is, okay, what is difference between DevOps and AWS DevOps and Azure DevOps? Okay, so that one is the question frequently I'm getting. And another one is, so do I need to? You said like, let's example, most of the people are asking me. You said AWS is required, our cloud is required. So do I need to learn first AWS, then come to DevOps? Or do I need to learn parallelly these two things? Okay, first I'll come to this DevOps. Okay, various DevOpses we will have. Like, okay, so let's example. So DevOps is nothing but set of practices, right? Okay, these are the practices. These practices you can run it on any cloud, like AWS cloud, Azure cloud, that. So that's why here we are using AWS cloud, so that DevOps with AWS. And DevOps will provide as a service by DevOps as a service by Azure cloud. That is called Azure DevOps. So whatever the practices we have with single board from, okay, requirements gathering or from planning to, okay, like monitoring, up to monitoring, you can maintain on the single screen. Okay, so you don't have much choice, like how we have multiple tools. These tools you can install, right? Azure DevOps we don't have. So that single screen you can monitor. For that purpose, first of all, you need to understand normal DevOps practices, and you need to understand the agile process. So what I want to say is, so DevOps you can run, these DevOps practices you can run on the cloud, so that we call it as DevOps with AWS, DevOps with any. That is the one. And Azure DevOps is a DevOps as a service that provided by the Azure cloud. These practices will manage through single page. Okay. Yeah, that is the difference. Even you want to work on the Azure DevOps or you want to learn the Azure DevOps, first you need to understand DevOps practices and agile terminology or agile process. And easily you can work on this, especially developer who is working on .NET or project, so they can from requirement gathering to up to monitoring.
ఏమైందా
Okay, so guys, please be on mute.
నేను క్లాస్ వింటున్నాను చెప్పా.
Okay, all right, so that is the difference. Okay, and second one is, like I said, any cloud is required. So first, do I need to learn the cloud, then need to come to DevOps? No. So even you know or don't know about the cloud, okay, don't bother. We'll cover whatever we require for the DevOps, that we are going to learn or discuss here. If you learn separately, then that is added advantage. Okay, if you learn separately, like more than 15 services. So DevOps, sorry, currently AWS having 200 plus services. We don't use all the service according to the organization requirements. So some machine learning service, some IoT service, some gaming relevant, like, but there are some common services used by most of the organizations that we are going to cover here. Okay, so even you know, you don't know, don't worry, here we will cover. If you learn already, that is added advantage. Okay, so that's the thing. So did I clear your question? Okay, or did I give the answer for your question or any doubt?
So like the main concern was like which one should I prefer, that AWS or AWS DevOps for my profile?
DevOps, even you learn
BI
only
background.
AWS, even you learn only AWS, again you need to that console through your maintaining, right? But how you automate? So you need to automate all these things, so that again you need to use infrastructure as a code, like Terraform and Cloud Formation and all the stuff you need to know, right? So not only cloud. Okay, so you should learn any one of the infrastructure as a code. For that purpose, again, you need to come to DevOps. Okay.
Right.
So can you explain Anthos?
No. Okay, that is part of Google, right? Anthos with the this APJX, right? So that is part of Google Cloud.
Kubernetes plus Anthos.
Yeah, Kubernetes or Google APGX, like APG also they are using, but I can guide you like based on if you are, let's example your project specific, you are using different tools or different things, I can explain, but I will not cover part of this course, but I can guide you other tools if you are using, so I'm happy to help you on that.
Can you explain Anthos operation role exactly? In Kubernetes and Anthos operation role, what they do daily life?
Yes,
Daily
yeah,
task?
I'll explain. Okay, I'll explain for you, no worries. Like generally we use the Istio service mesh, we use that. Okay, but Anthos and different different what we call add-ons, we can use the different tools we can also use. Okay, I can explain you.
No, operations role exactly what they do exactly.
So that I cannot like one-on-one I can explain, like I need to take again one class, right? So
Okay.
that okay,
Just
when we,
only keywords, points.
I'll explain. Anthos is nothing but like we have any like service mesh or networking you are doing, right? So and also operation side already Kubernetes cluster is there. How do you integrate? How do you add-ons? Okay, how do you integrate that with a Kubernetes cluster? So that we need to learn. Okay, but that separate part actually. Okay, I'll talk to you after this. I will
Okay.
talk to you after this. Okay,
Okay.
audience will get confused. Okay, if I talk more on that.
Hi, this is LV.
Yeah.
I am from UK.
Okay,
I'm completely non-IT background.
okay,
I want to jump to the software.
okay.
This is my basic classes. I don't even understand what is that. But it is fine to jump to IT. Will you help me for this?
Obviously, yes. So IT is not relevant to your degree or your past technology skills. Okay, pure it is based on interest. Even nowadays, school students are also developing the applications, right? So it's not matter about the degrees and you should start with computer background based on the interest. Okay, so that anyone can learn the computers. Okay, or this DevOps or IT side, anyone can come. Okay, it's not depend on your background, educational background. Okay, and if you have interest on that,
the process? Everything I want to know and clear.
yeah, that's what right here we will start from the basics of Linux and we will cover all the things up to projects we will cover. Okay, so you no need to worry about that. Just okay, practice and listen. Even you don't understand at the beginner, like you people first time this terminology and all the things little bit strange and little bit get confusion or scared. Okay, don't worry. We are not using any like complex things like algorithms we are not writing, or we are not doing any data structures. We are not doing any like rocket science. Existing tools we are automating. So that, okay, if you don't understand, listen once and twice, easily you can understand, then start practice. You slowly you will get into my mindset. Okay, so then you can start understanding. Okay, even you don't understand the class, next time listen and come with the doubts, wherever you stuck, whatever the topics you don't understand after the class or before the class. Okay, you can ask that, I can explain. Okay,
Yeah,
but
thank you.
not depend on your background and all the stuff.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so right.
Do you
And
have any mail or the number to contact you via doubts?
yeah, I'll share my, okay, I'll share my mail ID, or you can ask in the sessions as well. Okay, once we started the course, right? So we will share, not this time. Okay.
Thank you.
And do we know, do we need to know any programming languages? So it's not mandatory, added advantage. That's added advantage.
Yeah, hi Jagdish, Shiva here.
Yeah.
My question is also related to differentiation.
Sorry, can you speak a bit loudly?
Yeah, my question is also related to differentiation. I mean, differentiate between Kubernetes and Amazon Kubernetes and what we are going to learn in this course.
Okay, both, all the things like what we do is, okay, in Kubernetes session, we are going to discuss how to set up the EKS, like elastic in AWS. This is my running notes. Generally, whenever I start this, I will tell like this in graphically how you do like Kubernetes service using the EKS. So Kubernetes managed service by AWS is called AKS. Before that, what I do is I will tell the like Minikube and local system, and 3 separate AWS EC2 instance we will set up, or AWS managed service. These 3 things I will tell.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. So subject wise, don't compromise. You will get everything. And even you are in your organization, they are using other tools. I can explain you. Okay. Don't worry that. Okay. But okay, start practicing. Practice is more important. Okay. Especially the people who don't have any IT background. Just you can spend your time on practice and listen once, twice, thrice, and start practicing. Then you will slowly come to this mindset. Okay, initial 10 to 15 days, it will be strange for you guys. Okay, but don't worry. Don't worry. Okay, that you can overcome with the practice and listen more than once. So that is yeah. So based on your learning, like which tools, how much you are learning based on your past experience, at that time I can guide you. Like whether you can go with 2 years, 4 years, like, so how much experience you want to go with that I can guide you after this.
Hey, this is Suman.
Yes.
See, I am on the same boat, LV. Okay, I am completely new to IT.
Okay.
Like to switch to IT.
Okay.
But the thing is, what you're saying about practice, do we have to buy a AWS subscription?
No, most of these services free of cost within the limit you can use. Okay. And some of you can create on your laptop virtual machine. There also you can practice. Okay. So 95% you no need to require the buy the subscription.
No, we register for that AWS. Open,
Yes.
I mean, create an account.
Correct.
Okay. Within the limit, if you're using, it's not chargeable. What do you mean?
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So no worries. If you don't have any IT experience also, don't worry. Okay. Start with this, and even you feel shy. Okay. And also don't think about others. If I ask this question, it may be silly, or I don't know this thing, but others know this. Don't feel like that. So here you are coming to learn, right? So whatever the doubt you have, you can ask, or okay, instead of asking all the target audience, if you feel okay, then you can ask one-on-one. Okay, no worries. I can give you time to ask the questions. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so tomorrow onwards, we will start same time, 7 to 8 with Linux basics, and one by one we will start. Okay, yeah. So if you don't have any questions, okay, I'll close this session. Any questions or doubts?
And Jagdish, one more thing, like if someone's education is completed like MBA or in 2012, so is there any chance to get entered in IT after that?
That's what I told, right? It's not a matter of how much you gap or how much what your educational background. That's not a matter. Okay. I can guide you. I can guide you. So you ping right. So first listen these tools. Which one is easy for you? Which one you can more focus? Based on that, I can guide you your resume, how to prepare your resume, and how much experience you can go with that.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Thank you.
Hi, Jagdish. I have one question.
Yes, go ahead.
Like, I have 4 months of gap as of now. Like, I have lost my job during December 2022. So, is that also a concern or?
Most of the companies not okay, or otherwise okay, that is 3 to 6 months is enough. Okay, not you no need to worry, you can go with your past. Okay, some companies minimum 3 months. Okay, like 3 months gap. Some companies 6 months also fine for them. Okay, so during this time you can tell this is what I learned, this projects are this freelancing I have done. You can show it up. I can guide you. Okay, I learned DevOps or I did these projects on this during this time. So you can tell them, no worries.
Thank
3
you.
to 6 months, it's not a big matter. Okay.
Yeah, hi, sir.
Hi.
Hi, sir. Currently, I'm already working in some company.
Okay.
So I am looking like what will the timings to learn in morning times or in the evening times. I'm not able to adjust the times because 9:30 to 6:30 is my working timing. So what will be the practicing timings and what will be the class timings, and how do I manage that
Okay.
learning and
Yeah.
all the things?
Okay. So you are in India or out of India?
India, Hyderabad. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So do one thing. Okay. What is your timing?
9:30 to 6:30 office time.
Okay. Yeah. This is 7 to 8, right? 7 to 8.
Yeah, time.
This is 7 to 8. Or if you want to
Okay.
come offline, we will start in next week already. Okay. We are starting 9 batch. Offline also, we have 3 batches, morning 7, 8, and 9. 3 batches are there. Now, immediately, whoever looking for the offline, 9 to 10 is there. Or next 2 weeks, we will, or next 10 days, we'll start 8 o'clock batch. You can end 8 to 9 and you can go to office. That you can plan it.
Okay. And what will be the like entry level salaries for this after the
That
course
is
completion?
like if you are already working based on your previous, you can expect 30 to 50%. Okay. You can.
Okay. So
But
even
now
if I'm
current
fresher in this
market is little
technology
bit.
also,
Yeah, sorry.
yes,
Yes.
even if I'm fresher in this technology also, how do I like what experience
You can
do
put
I need
that
to keep
like
as?
based on your learning. Let's assume you have 8 years experience, some XY technology. Let's say testing side you are doing. So you
Yes.
can put 5 years on testing, 3 years on DevOps side after learning this.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I have a small query regarding my profile and matching with the DevOps. So I'm
Okay.
basically a Unix and database administrator.
Okay.
So how do you think like I can match my profile? I have around 18 years of experience.
Oh, yeah, good. So it's not a matter. There is 2 things. Okay. Going your experience is increasing. Either you can go with the management side or technical side. If you want to be technical side or SME or like principal or architect level, you can go ahead. So especially infrastructure, you are working infrastructure architect or principal engineer, you can work it. It may be whatever after 10 plus 20 plus same designation, principal or senior principal or architect, senior architect. And okay, so DevOps is relevant to you. Like I said, you belongs to the infrastructure side. Okay, operation side. So the DevOps tools like cloud will help you, and configuration management tool, infrastructure as a code, like configuration management tools, infra provisioning also will help, like Terraform, Ansible, and also deployments you are doing, right? So to understand that deployments, you want to automate the deployments, Docker and Kubernetes also will help. So these are the tools you can relevant to your, or you can relate it to your experience. Okay.
Yeah.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
anything else,
Jagdish.
guys, before we wind up the session? Yeah.
Jagdish, I have a question. Is there any support after getting the job? Because we can learn and get the job, but if we can get stuck somewhere, can we get any